Boom, boom, boom. This is Jared, and I'm back. Hey, I'm so excited to do another episode of Warriors Quest. Man, hey, I told you we won't stop. Seriously, we won't stop. Okay, I've got a passion for this, and I'm not going to stop, okay, till the day I die. And I'm so excited to do another episode. I'm telling you, okay, please share this broadcast because we've got a good story from a kidney warrior, okay, who's really got his boxing gloves on and is fighting on a day-to-day basis with this kidney disease. Okay, so King Kong ain't got nothing on him. All right, so I've got a kidney warrior that I'm going to introduce, and I'm excited to do that. But before I do that, okay, I want to thank our sponsors. Okay, I want to thank our sponsors from Renadil. Okay, so Renadil, these guys over here, I want to say that, okay, I want to remind you that everyone's gut microbiome is unique. So the product may not work for everyone, but these products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent in any way. But they may help you with anybody who has low functioning kidney, renal deficiency, or if they have anything like kidney problems. Okay, it may help maintain a healthy kidney function. It may do that. Give Renadil a chance. Take a look at it. Consider it. Okay, and I want to thank our sponsors at Renadil. All right, so with that being said, okay, I'm thankful to bring on our kidney warrior. Please share this broadcast because we've got a good show. All right, we've got a listener who says, got mine yesterday. That's awesome. Please share with us your experience with Renadil after you've tried it. So I'm bringing on a kidney warrior. Okay, I'm bringing on Joseph Moore. Joseph and Jenny Moore, thank you for coming on to Warriors Quest.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. I'm happy we're doing this. Man, Jenny hit me up, found me, and you've been trying to get this, going. And I want to thank you for doing this, man. I've shared with you why I do this, and I'm excited to bring you on and tell your story, Joseph. Give our followers with Warriors Quest, if you would please introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from.
My name is Joseph Moore. I'm from Tampa, Florida, and I'm excited to be here.
Very nice, very nice. So, in Florida, man, there's humidity there. I'm a little jealous because I get dry heat where I'm at.
Don't be jealous. Great. Summertime comes and you don't. Yeah, it's nothing to be jealous about.
The humidity, you're probably in the summertime wiping that off or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was telling you guys offline a little bit about what happened. So for any of the users that may have missed, okay. Okay, so I've got Candy. It's Jared, it's Candy that received, so I will. Okay, very nice. So anyway, I had an earthquake in Utah. I was telling you guys about this offline. It was the craziest thing. So I live in and around Salt Lake City, Utah, about 40 miles north. Okay, it's a rural area called Hooper. And I woke up, and in the morning, of course, you do whatever you do, and then I'm washing my hands. And I'm washing them, guys, very thoroughly because, well, we're supposed to because of the coronavirus, right? So I'm washing it very thoroughly, Jenny and Joseph. Okay, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm either singing "Happy Birthday" in my head or something, so I'm making sure it's 20 seconds. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing like the walls shake. Okay, and I'm thinking to myself, am I still asleep? Is this really happening? Have you ever had something so surreal that you're really wondering if this is really happening, right? That's how it was for me. I'm thinking, is this really happening? So it started shaking and stuff. So I woke up to an earthquake, and for me, okay, that was scary, okay, because this just doesn't happen. 5.7 on the Richter scale. It was scary for me. So the reason why I'm telling that story, guys, is because to me, all right, to me, that's something that was, it rattled me. And it made me think of my mortality, right? It made me think, okay, this, something can happen, and it's not a for sure thing that I live in. I may not, it's anything can happen. All right, and so that to me, okay, it gave me just a sliver of understanding of what it's like for a kidney warrior, because that moment, okay, started to really wonder what was happening, and that if I may or may not have a continuation, okay. And so I have so much respect for kidney warriors, because they have that thought 24/7, 365. And so, man, I admire your strength and toughness, Joseph, because for you to go through what you do every day, day in, day out, it's not easy. So I want to say thank you for being, for going forward, moving one foot after the other, because it's, what you may go through is not easy. So, man, thanks for putting your boxing gloves on.
Okay, yeah, I know. It's some people got it worse than I do. That's why I say it.
So yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about how you found out you had kidney disease and how long you've had it.
Well, I think I felt that I got sick. I think I started losing weight. And so I didn't. But I'm just losing a little weight. I don't eat that much.
Okay.
So I'm just getting old, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And I think.
And also, at that time, he was working, and where we live in Tampa, he was working 20, 30 miles away, and he was riding his bike every day to work. So I think he was correlating losing the weight. Yeah, losing the weight with just like riding his bike to work, and both ways. I think it was like 40 miles.
Sure, I would have thought the same thing.
And I think he correlated it to that. And I kept telling him, like something's wrong, because he was an ex-Marine, and he wasn't, we've been together 25 years, but he wasn't like a small guy. When he got out of the Marines, he was a, bulky guy. So to see him go from like this bigger guy to like almost nothing, it was like, okay, something's not right. Didn't know what it was. I knew something was wrong, but I knew something just wasn't right. And being an ex-Marine, he was stubborn. And so then we started negotiating, like, okay, I'll go to the doctor this day, or I'll go to the doctor that day.
Hey, I feel you, Joseph, man. My wife knows I'm stubborn, man. I feel you. So sure, I get you.
Yeah.
So he said, I'll go to the doctor if I can go up to Mississippi. He wanted to go up and see his sister and his dad. And so he left, got off. By the time he got off the bus in Mobile?
Yeah, Mobile.
In Mobile, he had lost his eyesight. His sister had taken him to what was it, like a walking clinic?
Yeah, walking clinic.
And I think his blood pressure was 220 or 240 over 180, and they immediately took him to the hospital, diagnosed him with acute kidney failure at that time. Kept him 3 days. By the time they released him, he was stage 4. He flew back into Florida in June. We started going to the James Haley VA here in Tampa. And within, I think it was just a matter of maybe a few weeks, 2 renal appointments, then he was diagnosed with end-stage kidney failure.
Wow. So what was that time period from the time you went to see the doctor at first and then being diagnosed with end-stage renal disease?
Within what, 30, 45 days?
Yeah.
30, 40. Wow. So there was like, and that's kind of one of the things we've talked about is like there was no like working up to it, like where you're diagnosed with like stage 2.
I wish I could have got a like
right.
And then you kind of got like a heads up of
He's
okay,
this is kind of
for you. It was like automatically just end stage. You know, and although looking back now in retrospect, there was warning signs at the time. I didn't think it was. I knew it was something wrong. I just didn't know it was that bad. So by the time we got back here, he had one renal appointment with the VA. We got his the creatinine levels back, and he automatically went into end stage. It was an automatic diagnosis of end stage.
Wow.
I can't say this. I can say this though. You know that doctor, the first doctor gave me. He said October. I think it was in May.
Okay.
But he said October I would be on dialysis. That's what he said. I haven't started dialysis.
They didn't even give you that long to live.
Yeah, they didn't give you that time to live either.
Yeah, they didn't even give him that long to live. I think they gave us 3 months, 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, he said 3-6 months. I would be my kidneys be shut down.
Yeah, he would be. Yeah. So it was a very gloomy, dismal outlook.
Yeah, it was.
Oh wow! So it almost sounds like Candy's. Candy right here is saying that she's you know, she shared with all her. Yeah. So thank you, Candy. Thanks for sharing. Man, that's awesome. Thank you. Wow. So within like 45 days or so, you went from feeling sick to all of a sudden they're saying that you've got end stage renal disease, and that.
Well, yeah.
You went to work. He went to work the day before.
Brother, you went to work?
He rode his bike the 40 miles the day before. And he came home, got on the bus, and then the next day he was with his sister in the ICU unit up in Mississippi. So literally he worked that day, and then the next day it happened very quick.
I didn't even. I mean, I guess I was too stubborn to be sick, I think.
Yeah. I mean, when something like that happens, though, I mean, my sister-in-law was the same way. I mean, it's just sometimes it takes you a while to really grasp, you know, what's happening and what's going on. I mean, you know, it's something like that isn't easy to kind of, okay, this is really happening, you know. And so I'd probably want to get back to normal too. You know, going back to work would probably just felt like hey, I'm just going to try to make sure things are normal, you know. So I could see how that could happen easily.
Yeah, I think I was in such bad shape at the time. I didn't know, because the doctor had said though, you know, I had a clot going on too. I think, in my brain.
Yeah.
You know, he said if I hadn't caught that, because it was gonna shut I was gonna what they call that, the aneurysm.
Aneurysm, yeah.
Aneurysm, right? Yeah. Okay.
They caught that. That's the one thing I did. I did. I'm glad though, because they caught the blood clot in my brain, because it was something going on stopping there from the blood pressure.
Okay.
And it clotted up in my brain, and they got that out the way, but they said my kidneys was gone though. They said my kidneys was just shot.
So were they estimating what, you know, with the test? Did they tell you what your GFR was at that point?
It fluctuated. It was between 10 and 12 in Mississippi. And I think when you left, I think it was at a 13.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the journey began here.
How, you know, besides just kind of in a general way feeling sick, I mean, were you experiencing like headaches? I mean, they said acute kidney disease, so they weren't really saying, you know, that it was, you know, when it's acute, it means it's been brought on by something quickly, you know, something that's happened.
Yeah, I had a little headache, but I was like, it wasn't
Your
gonna.
back and legs have been hurting.
And I figured, I ain't dead yet, so I'm just
Right.
I'm going on with.
You're like, hey, I've had a headache before. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was thinking that. You know, and but I was like I said, I was still moving, so I was all right, I think.
Okay. So it's been a little bit of a climb for you. You know, I can only imagine. So when after that all happened, how did your, you know, they were estimating that within about 3 months your kidneys wouldn't have any function, or however they may have phrased it. So did how are you on dialysis now then, Joseph, or are you close to being?
No, they put his
fistula.
They put his fistula in last month before.
Yeah.
Month before. And I guess the arm has to mature to it.
Right.
So that way they don't have to go through the neck.
Yeah.
I guess if they would have had to start soon, yeah. So that's it. And he just had his checkup on that. What, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Did the vascular imaging on that, and it's doing good so far. So
good.
I think
so it's
we're going to check it again.
Yeah,
I think we're going to check it again next month.
Yeah, next month.
Next month.
Okay. All right. Well, super. So this is, you know, it's something.
Somebody
that's
asked for you stationed at Camp Lejeune before 1987. I'm sorry, Jared. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't even see that. Yeah, Candy. Really? So she's looks.
Were you at Camp Lejeune at all?
Yeah, I went there a little bit. Yeah.
All right, maybe
before 80.
Maybe you're connected. You know, maybe you know her.
Yes, I had to go. I started my journey from the East Coast. I went to Georgetown, and then I went to Lejeune for about a month or 2 months. I think it was a month. I think it was, and then I went to Camp Pendleton. I mean, I went to Oklahoma first, and then I went to Camp Pendleton, I think.
Camp Pendleton?
Yeah.
And how long were you in the? How long have you been a Marine?
8 years.
Yeah.
Well, you know, thank you for your service, because you know it's funny that we're in a day and age right now where I think a lot of us are now having to think a little bit more about, you know, our families. You know, we're thinking about our loved ones, and you know, when we have our people, our Marines, our, you know, our soldiers in the Army, you know, any of the people in the military, their loved ones are thinking about them, you know, when they're away. And so it really right now is allowing other people to feel what you, Jenny, and other people may have felt, you know, already when your loved ones are in the military. And so it gives us just a sliver of an understanding. And I appreciate your service. My dad was in the Air Force for 20 years, and my twin brother is an Army veteran. So thank you.
Our son's on here. He's in the live stream as well, and he's also serving currently. That's our son.
Okay. Hey, what up, Elijah? Very nice. Always a Marine. Okay, so that's cool. So where is he at right now?
He is currently in San Diego doing schooling right now.
Okay, very cool. I was in San Diego in 2018. I was going to say, what is it? Yeah, it was 2018, not last year. So it's been a little over. And my twin brother was in there for a business convention, and so we were there just for a little while. Anyway, and so then we've got, if you were there, Lejeune for more than a month prior to 87, you may have the same cause of kidney failure as I do, Joseph. So
I know. I think I know what she's talking about. And again, I'll reach out to her in private, but I believe I know what she's speaking of and on.
All right.
So yeah.
Maybe you
Okay.
get connected and direct message each other. That's interesting. So anyway, so let's what I'd like to do is just kind of go from there a little bit. So you're a Marine. You found out that you had kidney disease, end-stage renal disease, and then after you found that out, and after you started to kind of go back to work, and what happened after that? Did you find out that that you couldn't do what you were doing before? Are you still working?
No, I realized I can't do what I used to do.
Right.
And
yeah.
It took some adjustment.
Yeah, they immediately stopped all that. That was
Okay.
like that was immediate.
Yeah.
And for someone like my husband who has worked since he was like 10, 11 years old,
Right.
that in
It's not
itself
easy.
took some adjustments.
Yeah.
Trying to even though our kids are grown now, still feeling like you have that purpose and you're doing
Yeah.
something. So that was some adjustments for him. Sorry if I'm talking too much. Go ahead.
Joseph, in many cases when we work for a long time, or we do something as a routine for a long period of time, that almost becomes our identity. It becomes how we define ourselves. Do you know what I mean? And when something happens, like what you're going through, and all of a sudden you're not doing that anymore and you're not working, okay, I can only try to imagine how you're now trying to, in your mind, come to grips with your new normal, because you were used to going to work. You were used to being the breadwinner. You were used to, doing all these things and being the person your family relied on and stuff. And so when that stops and that doesn't happen anymore, that could be a difficult sort of adjustment.
It is actually. It's sort of like you go through a sort of depression stage. You know what I mean? Kind of dealing with it. If you do get depressed, and you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to get past the depression. So that was another stepping stone that they don't. I mean, that you have to learn that you will go through depression when you first find out you're sick. Like
it is real. That is, the depression is real. It is. And it's not easy as men. It's not easy as as just people in general for us to admit that we're vulnerable that way. But man, I admitting it, or saying that you've had depression, I appreciate you being candid with us, because it is a difficult thing to do. It's a difficult thing to go through. And I want to tell you now, all of these kidney warriors that are connected to the kidney disease community, all right, they're either watching now or that will be watching this, because this will be replayed. Okay, they are part of your family now. I want to tell you that, because I want you to feel the support that you may or may not feel. Okay, these people are amazing. Okay, you've Candy here is one, and there are so many. This is the one of the best things about what I do is giving people hope. All right, and I love that. Okay, because it's awesome to see smiles and to give people hope. And then the other thing that's so awesome is that the cool and really great people that I've met along the way. And man, that's what I want to give to you. I want you to feel all the support that I know other people have felt, because it's there's something that is really powerful that happens. You guys may already know this, but when you're going through something and you meet somebody else who's going through the same thing, and they understand, and they get it, do you know how powerful that is? You know what happens is when you have like when you were when you had your Marine Corps, and you had your brother, your fellow Marine going through something, and he knew exactly what you were going through. It's like a brotherhood, right?
Yeah. It is. And it
Yeah,
truly is. It is a brotherhood. And I
right.
think I understand exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
feel me?
true. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel you on that one.
Yeah, so this is exactly how powerful this kidney disease community can be, and I'm excited to get you connected with everyone so that they can help you feel support, so that if there is, God forbid, but it happens, okay, that there is a down day, man, there's somebody else who has felt the same way, somebody else who's had a bad day. Like, man, I tell you what, I was the cheerleader, okay, for my twin brother and his wife, Amal. I was the cheerleader. Okay. You know how,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I can't count with a calculator how many bad days there were. Okay. There were too many. Okay. You probably know what I'm talking about, right? They're just so, and so as a cheerleader, okay, it was I put it on my back to help them feel like, hey, this guy's gonna cheer us up. He's gonna be out there doing this, that, or the other. And I was constantly trying to make sure I was the spark, so to speak. And thing is that, you know, I have all this passion, I have all this energy, but I'm not alone, and I want you to feel like you're not alone. Okay.
Okay.
Man, I'm excited to. I'm excited for this because there are so many other people that can relate, and that's a powerful thing. Okay, because I was telling Jenny offline. Okay, is that I have a little bit of an understanding because my sister-in-law went through this, right? But I don't totally understand because I've not had dialysis, and I've not gone through it. I've just by proxy, I've seen it. Okay. But there are other people that are going to dialysis. There are other people that have a GFR that's similar to yours. There are people that have a fistula. Okay. There are people that have fogginess of memory. Okay. There are people that don't have a chance to work anymore. Okay. And man, I got to tell you, that again, it's just so powerful when you've got somebody else who totally gets it, who totally understands, okay, what you're doing, what you're going through, and how you feel. Because I can somewhat understand, but these other kidney warriors that are going through it, please comment. Okay, I like to see some comments because they understand it. They get it. It's not easy, man. I have so much respect for you, Joseph. It's because okay, waking up in the morning and understanding, okay, that you aren't what you used to be because of this disease, that can be tough. It can be tough. But I've seen these kidney warriors that are warriors, and I think you're one of them. I do. I think you're a warrior.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm not done yet. I don't think.
No,
you're not. Look at
not at all. You got a little Mike Tyson in you, and I think that you're gonna put some uppercuts, and you're gonna make some blows. I can see that. Okay, and man, I'm excited for your support that you've got. And I know that it's not easy going through what you go through, but I'm impressed by your significant other here and what she does. It's amazing. I can see
been, she's taught me a lot.
How does it feel to have somebody who's in your corner all the time?
I feel good. It feels good. Yeah. She taught me a lot about about this stuff actually, and she knows more about it than I do actually.
Well, I think it's sensational to have somebody in your corner, and especially when you have an off day, a down day, or whatever it may be, and then when you're having a good day, it's good to share it with her, and it's good to have, because the nice thing about this broadcast here, Joseph, is that it helps people, kind of, to see something that may be raw, something that may be real. And it's this can bring you down to your knees on any given day, and it's it's important for anybody who may not understand that, and because sometimes we've got kidney warriors that are watching, and I'm asking that if anybody who's watching who can relate, many of you do, please share this. And for those that don't, okay, those are the ones I want to connect with, because my hope and my prayer is to help you connect with somebody who's a living kidney donor. All right.
Yeah.
And in order for me to do that, okay, I'm asking for people to have a little compassion. I'm asking for people to feel stirred, and it happens in a broadcast, and because they see the love that you guys have for one another, and they see your face, and they see your emotions and stuff, and it's real, and sometimes people don't understand how real it can be. It is.
Yeah, I think people don't realize. I come up with this could happen to anybody. It don't. I mean, I was in good shape. I exercised a lot, and it still happened.
Yeah, right.
It can happen to anybody.
Yeah. You're a Marine.
Yeah.
If it can happen to somebody who was at the time, in relative good shape, and you were in the Marines, so it's a silent killer for a reason, and it can sneak up on you. It can. It's this disease, although it doesn't discriminate, and it can happen to virtually any race, and it can virtually happen to any gender. Okay, it does happen. Okay, to African Americans.
Yes, it does.
They can be more at risk, and so a big advocate for anybody who's going through what they're going through. So I want to say that first and foremost, but I want to help everybody who's more at risk, and because African Americans are more at risk, I'm hoping that I can get this message out to as many people as possible, but especially with people who are more at risk. And that's my hope. And tonight we have that opportunity. And so I'm asking for people to share this, share it in large Facebook groups, share it with your friends and family, because, man, there are so many healthy people out there. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is. And that's the part that I'm kind of like,
right.
Like we could do a lot better than what we're doing. I think, because what we do got a lot of people like in this world that's unaware about what's going on. Because if you look at the numbers, it's like we got 350 million people in this country, and we got like maybe 200,000 that need a kidney, and the numbers are like so staggering that people that don't have a kidney. I don't understand that part of it though, but I think we can do better though.
We can definitely do better. You're right. And
you mentioned. Sorry, Jared.
You're fine.
You mentioned something in regards to statistics, and you hit on something that is actually very true in regards to minorities being at a much greater risk. I think that sometimes, as like with my husband, I think there's certain, I don't want to say pride, or there's certain things that often prevent them from, doing those checkups yearly, just checking your blood pressure at a CVS. And with my husband, he didn't always make the best decisions health-wise, and sometimes there's consequences for that. But at the same time, it's it's staggering that I think the statistics are like 67% in regards to the different, let's say, races, but at how it's considered, like you said, the silent killer. And I think I read something, it was like 1 out of every 4 people are dealing with something either kidney or heart related. They just don't know it because they don't get tested, or they don't get checked, or they don't, take care of themselves. So 1 out of 4 is an incredibly high number. And then you take into account that eventually, without like I said, we didn't have the luxury of finding it at stage 1, stage 2. It was just end stage.
Yeah, you don't get no.
But had they those regular checkups, those regular just testing your sugar, because on top of the blood pressure, he was also diabetic, and he did drink for many years. He has been sober for 9 months. And
Right
like
on.
I said before, I'm an honest person. We're both very honest. But it's those prideful things at times, I think, stop people from, and let me not even just say pride, sometimes just the everyday having to go to work and take care of a family, raise a, not having
right.
health care, not having health insurance, that stops people. And then by the time they are aware of it, it's in a stage that it's not really salvageable, like with my husband's. But if you can do simple things like I said, CVS, sit down and check your blood pressure, or, the sugar in that, just small things can really change the outcome of, a diagnosis. And then once you get that diagnosis, having to change your life around 190%, so I wanted to hit on that real quick, because I think that many people don't realize that sometimes our health is in our own hands, as long as we stay on top of it. And again, it's a gray area with, some people that don't have the means, to necessarily have a doctor or to, whatever. So sometimes it's just trying to, change diets, I'm kind of rambling, but my point is that it does matter. The message does matter. It's getting it out there so that the 144,000 plus that are waiting for a kidney, and the 300 million in this country that have the ability to potentially give the gift of life.
Right. Yes.
They understand that 1 out of 4 could eventually be them being that 1 out of 4. And would you not want someone to help you get your message out, just like everybody else is trying to get their message out? So I'm sorry, I wanted to say that real quick.
Man, you made some great points. And the thing, this is the thing, and you guys know this is, and everyone who's listening will listen to what I'm about to say, is that it's amazing how people go around, okay, and they're almost oblivious, okay, to someone's post on Facebook or someone's plea for help, okay, about a certain sickness or illness, okay, and it's like white noise sometimes, and they just see it, but they don't pay attention to it until it either happens to them or a loved one. And then, okay, then when it happens to themselves or to a loved one, all of a sudden, okay, it's alarming. And then all of a sudden, it's like they're going down the rabbit hole where all of a sudden, okay, they see other people that are going through the same thing, and they didn't even notice it, or they weren't even aware of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this video, I mean, when we advertise it, we got 5 shares, and not trying to be an asshole. Sorry, didn't mean to cuss. Sorry about that. I'm a terrible habit of cussing. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
But not trying to be rude, but a meme about toilet paper got shared like 17 million times. Like, I don't care about toilet paper.
Our priorities, right?
Exactly.
The entertainment broadcast, sometimes when there are live broadcasts, and I'm connected to these large Facebook groups, Joseph and Jenny, and I'll see these, like, they'll go live on Facebook like we are right now, and I'll see that, like, right now we have got about 24 people watching. Or thank you, by the way, thank you everyone for watching, and so I'll see literally like 50 or 60 people, okay, watching somebody talk about their jewelry, And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? I've got kidney warriors that are fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
Okay. And these people have 50, 60, 80 to 100 people watching about jewelry that's maybe on sale or not on sale. I mean,
Yeah.
So seriously, our society can do better, Joseph. You're right.
Yeah, we can. We can do a whole lot better. I think, this whole, like I said, this coronavirus thing going on, and people are so nervous, and they failing, and they just don't know it because they panicking.
Right.
On people, like I said, people like me, that's a normal day for me. It's just a normal thing to find some bad news today. And they're doing terrible at it, and they don't even, when they look back on this, they're gonna just shake their heads at themselves.
Yeah, because once this passes, he still has to fight for his life, and everybody in this fight has to fight for their life. It goes back to life as normal with renal visits, dialysis.
Yeah, don't go back to Walmart without having to fight for toilet paper.
Yeah. So and that's, I think sometimes I get so frustrated. I think that's the biggest thing that I've battled outside of his battle, because sometimes as a caretaker, I don't know how to fix things. I don't want to be insensitive and say that I know how you feel, because I don't. And then there's days that are just really bad for him. But the sensitivity, I think that's the part in my own personal battle in this, is when I'm trying to get the attention of someone or share something, and then people will ask the question of, why are you trying to share this, or why do you want to? And that's why anytime I post a story on our page, I always say, I'm not going to ask for my husband and not ask for someone else. Like, I can't do it. Because someone may not be a match for him, but they may be a match for another human being. So, but it's so, I think that's the thing that bothers me the most, is the insensitivity that people will just brush over something like this, and yet flock to something that is so minute in the moment.
Frivolous.
And it is. And all that most of these warriors have is moments. Like that's all they're counting on, is a moment. And if they make it to the next one, they're thankful. If they make it to the next one, they're thankful. And you're not even
one day at a time.
Yeah, just 1 second taking a chance, even if you don't want to donate, just sharing it. 5 people could see it, and then 10 people could see it, and then 20 people, and one of those people could save somebody's life. It's a simple click.
It is. It's a simple thing. And so please, if you have shared this, I want to say thank you. And if you haven't, please do share, because she's touched on something, and I want to expound on that, is that, well, on an average, we have at least 314 friends. Some people more, but on an average, every person on Facebook has at least 314 friends. Okay, and that's just the average. So if one person shares, then we have the opportunity to reaching up to 314 people of your friends, because they may not see it because of the time of the day, but there's a chance. Now, if we have 2 people share, then that doubles our chances. That's 314 times 2. We have 3, so on and so forth. Now, some of those, we may have the opportunity to reach more than that, because some people have more than 314 friends. So you see what I'm saying? I'm not great at math, but each time we share, we increase our chances of reaching a healthy living kidney donor, someone who may be a high school friend, someone who may be a coworker, somebody who maybe goes to the gym, maybe who is extremely healthy, and maybe who's someone who goes to church and feels stirred within because he's gone to church and is healthy and feels inspired to do something good, whatever the case may be. But there is an opportunity for us to reach that person. So you're exactly right. Yeah.
And there is. And I think that with this, my passion became, like I said, just educating myself. Like, I didn't know that our 2 kidneys do the work of 4. So even if we donate a kidney, that 1 kidney down does the work of 2. Like, I found out a lot of amazing things. I just became so passionate about it. And I think I spoke with you briefly about this, and I'd like to just mention it briefly, because your quest, I love what you're doing. My quest is to find those donors that may want to donate that don't have the opportunity or the choice to.
Right.
And I am speaking on inmates, which is my current direction and passion, and writing each governor and each senator because
Oh, wow.
there's 2.6 people incarcerated, 2.6 million currently incarcerated in this country.
Yeah.
The prison system provides one of the best medical care systems. Few people know that. And there was a lot of inmates that do want to donate. And if that's the one thing that they feel like they did good on this earth while they were here, I think that, you are wasting. Yeah, exactly. You're wasting the opportunity to save 144,000 people, and that's just on the kidney list. That's not the heart. That's not the lungs. But if they want that choice and that opportunity to give somebody the gift of life, anonymously or however they choose to do it, they should have that right, especially if the 300 million free people aren't necessarily stepping up to the plate in, big numbers. Not being mean, but I mean, let's be serious. 144,000 compared to 300 million in this country, and people are dying every day. That's absurd to me. We've lost that human connection and caring about each other. And I think that's the sad part. So you know what? If they're not going to do it, then I'm going to find a loophole somewhere. And if that's the penal system, and I'm not saying that they get extra things, no, not at all. I think if they just decide that they want to do that, they should have the right to do that. Now that's a whole different journey I'm on. But I just had to bring that up.
That is a great quest. I love that. And I love how excited you to get about it too, because I love passion, and I love that energy that you're bringing about it, because you're right. I mean, seriously, if there are some healthy inmates, and they want to donate, man, I agree with you. Why don't we give them the opportunity?
I mean, if our tax dollars are paying anywhere from, 40 to 80,000 per inmate, depending on the state, why not allow them? And that's not including health care that they're provided, because they also cover dialysis in prisons. But my point is, why not give them the opportunity to give back some of those tax dollars and give the gift of life? And that's why I said it's not a get out of jail free. No. It's not. It's maybe that one inmate just said, you know what? I didn't do a lot with my life. And if this is the one thing I can do is give someone else life, I want to be able to say that. I don't think that they should be stopped from doing that, and somebody should be deprived the gift of life. And the way we found you was through Jasmine's story, the lady with the 3 kids. That was like so humbling to see this 25-year-old with 3 babies.
Children.
Ours are grown, but there was this little girl, in our eye, with these 3 babies, and I'm thinking they may never know, their mother. They may never know how amazing or beautiful or how special she was. They may never know that. Mm-hmm. And why should she be deprived the opportunity of life because we have certain actually there is no laws implemented against, there is nothing on the book, but my passion came first with my husband, because it was like, this is like my best friend of 25 years. We have 3 kids. We just had our first grandchild. And if my best friend is gone, then, what?
Oh, wow.
Sorry. No. If my best friend is gone and he's not here anymore, does the world become too loud or too quiet?
Right.
So I just, I got, first I got angry, and then I just thought, I'm going to find a way. And the VA wanted to play games, so I called the White House. I did. My husband, he hates when I do that, but I called the White House. I was so mad because it was like, in my mind, I'm like, you're not doing your job. So I called the White House and I get Robert Weiss's secretary, and within like 2 hours, everything I had asked them to do, they did. Wow. So I thought, well, hey, maybe I can start to write senators, and Congress and governors, and maybe if people are willing to be a hero and step up on the front line that have freedom, maybe those inside would want to. So and they should have the right to. So that's kind of been my passion now. So sorry about that.
No,
as I said,
that.
I'll keep talking, and you got to shut me the hell up. So, okay,
no.
I'll let you because I was
No, it's real, and that's what I like about these shows, is because it shows, energy, it shows passion, it shows emotion, and that's good. Whenever you have somebody who can show something that's real, I think that is what people connect with. Okay, is somebody who's real, because we talked a little bit about our society, right? And we talked about how there are other things that are getting sometimes frivolous attention, things that are getting too much attention for entertainment purposes. Well, think about, Joseph, have y'all ever watched, and you don't have to admit it if you don't want to, but have you ever watched The Bachelor or Bachelorette? Yeah, you don't have to answer that.
I tried, but I can't get into it because I think it's stupid.
I do force him at times to watch. Yeah. I do force him to watch The Real Housewives.
All right, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, she watches.
I do that.
Okay, so I always tell my wife, I'm not watching that. There's no way I'm going to watch that. So she'll have it on. She'll have it on, and all of a sudden, okay, I get reeled in, and I start chiming in and giving my feedback. So
you do the same thing. He will do the same.
I would do that sometimes.
Yeah.
So she watch that stuff.
And the reason why, think about it, okay, is that all of a sudden we see, okay, their faces, their facial expressions. We see, okay, we somehow get connected and involved emotionally because we think that person's getting shafted. Okay, why did you do to that person? Why are you doing it to her or him or whatever?
True.
And so what I'm trying to say is that's what a live broadcast can do on a smaller scale, but for a real person, okay, all right. Instead of rooting for and cheering for this person on some sort of reality TV show. Okay, I'm asking for everybody to be rooting for and cheering for Joseph Moore. Okay, that's something that we can get behind. All right, that's somebody whom we can support, and I want that. I want that earnestly and sincerely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it because we definitely need to work on our on getting back into the real world. I think that's where people have gone. They into the the stuff that doesn't really matter, and they'll see, like I said, when something happens, when they touch home, and they'll get into the they'll be over here cheering for me too.
Right. Well, I'm very honored to have done the show with you guys tonight. Seriously, I'm.
Thank you so much, Jared.
Well, it's been my pleasure. And before we end the show, Joseph, what would you like anybody to hear? What would you like people to hear as far as maybe a plea, or what would you like to say to anybody who's watching?
I would like to see people like more so try to get involved and start learning about, this whole kidney thing. Like donate. Even if you can't, like I say, you can't fix me. I'd like to see some other people fix. Like I said, the girl she was talking about that was 25,
Yeah.
she haven't even got to live yet,
Yeah.
And that's kind of really, that makes me sad, I'm gonna keep fighting.
Well,
but I like to see people, like I said, I like to see people get into this thing, and because we could get this knocked out in no time. We really put our, put our mind to it. Like I said, the 144,000 sounds like a lot, but considering we have, like I said, 350 million, that's nothing.
It's a little
that's nothing at all.
Right?
Yeah, that's nothing. So I like to see people, like I said, start understanding. And actually, you should start understanding stuff like this kidney thing too, because the more you know, you might can help yourself not get into this situation. Let alone you might end up in the situation anyway.
Yeah.
So
you never know. I mean, anything can happen.
You never know.
Yeah.
It can happen to anybody. And so,
well, Jenny,
yeah.
What kind of shout outs would you like to give, Jenny or Joseph? What kind of shout outs would you like to give?
Does anybody want to say anything to? Just, I mean, everybody that's out there in this fight, to every single one of them to, not give up, keep pushing, because I believe that God has a design for everybody. And,
Amen.
And I just believe that. And, so there was a saying in the movie Castaway where he said, he was uncertain of life, but for one thing that was for certain was the sun would rise and the tide would, roll in again the next day. So, just try to stay as positive as possible, and just, moment by moment, just everybody in this fight. To those who don't understand it, please go to these pages, and educate yourself. Look up, the pros and cons of it. If you're afraid to, donate, look up the good things, the bad things, outweigh them. And if you don't want to, at least share the link. It just takes a click, and it could get to that right heart that was meant to, or kidney, that it was meant to. To our kids, who, they're just good kids, to our family, and just to you for doing what you're doing, and taking the time out of your day from your family and that to help other families inside of this. And if you'd like to visit our page, it's Kidney for Joseph /More to Life. Please do so. You're welcome. Anybody's welcome to post their own pages, any links they want to, any information. It's free for all. But again, for those in the fight, keep fighting, and for those that have the ability to be the gift of life, at least think about it. Because you never know if it could become you one day.
Right. Well said. Thank you. Thank you, guys. God bless you both.
Thank you, Jared.
You're welcome. Gladly done. It's my pleasure, honestly. God's plan, and I'm glad that we got connected. God's wanted us to meet, and I'm glad that we did meet, and I'm glad that I could be a part of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's our He is Be Positive. We will be going to the Bronx, and we are currently at the James Haley here in Tampa, but we would be going to the Bronx. That's the VA center there. Our coordinator, Holly Vance, and Lori, great people. So yes. So, okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, Jared, and everybody who tuned in. Thank you, and God bless.
You're welcome.
Everybody.
God bless you as well.
God bless you too.
Thank you, Joseph.
Keep up the good work.
All right, we'll do, buddy.
Good work.
All right, brother.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. So we've heard from a great couple, Joseph Moore and Jenny Moore, a Marine, a father, a husband, and really just a kind soul. Okay, I hope that you were to see his face and to see her face, and to get to know them a little bit by this, seeing their emotions and how it touched me when she got emotional and cried, to see the love that she has for her husband. Okay, that touched me. And it's because of that love that I do this. Okay, I want to help people, and I want to keep the love going so that she can find a living kidney donor for her beloved husband. So I thank you for watching tonight so that we could do that and get his story out there. And again, I want to thank our sponsor. I want to thank Renadil. Again, the FDA disclaimer. I want to say that the products that they're not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, but they are intended to, or they may help. Okay, they may help maintain a kidney function, a healthy kidney function. Okay, so if you do have kidney problems, low functioning kidney or renal deficiency, okay, please consider Renadil. Thank you for sponsoring us, Renadil. And I'm thankful for all of our watchers, followers for Warriors Quest for making this show successful. Please share so we can get and reach more people. Thank you again for watching tonight, and have a good evening.